Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Phil the Great One, the build officer for the Vindicated clan, and today I'd like to bring to you a DPS guide for the Division 2 in TU9. So, if that sounds of interest, stay tuned. Okay guys, DPS build, the basics. Strongly recommend the sharpshooter specialization. Here's why. Okay, all members of a group that are closer to the enemies than you are gain 10% headshot damage. You are going to be sat quite far back due to the fact that we are going to be using primarily rifles. Extra armor gained while we're in cover. This is a cover to cover based shooter, so we're going to be sat in cover quite a lot because yes, the enemies do stupid amounts of damage. The Tactician's Pulse is quite strong, however we're not going to be using it 9 times out of 10. Armor kits repair 100% and remove status effects. That is quite strong and is good if you're in the DZ, especially the amount of bleed hives that are knocking around in there at the moment. This is the big one, increases 15% for headshot damage with rifles and marksman rifles. Of how powerful the M1A is, headshot damage increase by 15% with that. It's amazing. The flashbang grenade, solo content, double content, wherever you're not using a CC. The flashbang grenade is great for you. Increase 40% on your signature weapon. The 50 cal is absolutely amazing. Can help so many times getting the backpacks, in the legendaries, also in the raids. Can do a lot of damage to the bosses. It's just had another buff as well. All your signature weapons has, but the 50 cal, because of the range you can use it at, it's just amazing. Overall, the sharpshooter increasing the stabilization, the stability, and the reload speed of your guns is just a really good specialization to use. So, the build. They have been nerfed, however, still best in slot by a long way. Contractor's gloves, damage to armor, multiplicative damage, and Fox's prayers, damage to targets out to cover. Both these can't get anywhere else, so makes them best in slot and adds to the total damage. You'll see everywhere we're going to be going for crit damage and crit chance. Our target aim is to try and get close to 60 crit chance as we can, and then we're going for as much crit damage on top of that after there. The basics are 3-piece Providence. Normally we're going for backpack, chest, mask, contractors, Fox's prayers. If you need it with a holster, go for Keska. If you don't need it, you can go for more crit hit damage by going for the group Somber. All depends on whether you need the crit chance or not. Flick across the stats. As you can see, I'm currently sat at 58.1 crit chance. That's plenty. I do currently have one of my mods on my guns as a crit damage, because if I don't, I actually go over the crit cap. Okay, chest talents, best in slot, glass cannon. That amplifies damage. So on tap at any point you have 30% extra damage. Does require a special playstyle because all damage that you take is amplified by 60%. As we're saying, you gain more armor in cover. That is much needed because you're going to receive a lot of damage from these NPCs that are so aggressive, and it's amplified by 60%. Other good talents: Overwatch, stay in cover, you buff your damage and all your teammates by 12%. Spotter, also buffing by 15% to any pulsed enemies. This is also buffs anyone else who's running this talent as well. Also highlights all weak points. Backpack talents, best in slot by a long way is Vigilance. On tap, 25% extra damage as long as you're not taking cover. Takes 4 seconds if you do take damage to reactivate. 4 seconds is not long, especially when you're getting shot. You're going to want to stay in cover to regen anyway. Other notable entries: Composure. While in cover, you gain a 15% weapon buff. And then if you're in solo play, another one that you could use. Not Creeping Death. Is Bloodsucker. Which I don't have any of at the minute. Obviously don't have any decent ones. Bloodsucker is the third one that is actually worth a viable option. Stacking armor for you so actually you can do more damage. So, as I said, you're looking for a DPS. It's all reds. Everywhere it's crit chance and crit damage. If you get crit chance and crit damage, then we go for the weapon damage. Never try and up the weapon damage over the crit damage. So we're looking here on the Fox's Prayers. The weapon damage is not max, but you still want to stack your crit damage above your weapon damage. That's the way you're going to maximise your damage output overall. Okay guys,